Resident Alien has slowly built an immersive world since the show began in 2021, but there is still something I'm desperate for the sci-fi dramedy to do, and I hope it finally gets around to it when the show returns. Alan Tudyk has already teased Resident Alien Season 4's release window, and it thankfully sounds like it won't be a long wait to see what happens next after Resident Alien Season 3's cliffhanger ending. Hopefully, showrunner Chris Sheridan has added to the canon in a very specific way in the upcoming batch of episodes. Alan Tudyk's Harry Vanderspiegel has drip-fed the Resident Alien characters certain pieces of information about his past in all 3 seasons so far. These little reveals have been very interesting, but haven't happened all too often. As a result, there is still a great deal left unknown about Harry's origin and what his life was truly like before he was sent to Earth to kill all humans. Resident Alien Season 4 can rectify that, but I'm still uncertain if it actually will. Resident Alien Season 4 needs to introduce more members of Harry's species. Tudyk's character is the only member of his native race to have appeared in Resident Alien so far. Other than Resident Aliens, Grey Aliens and certain other species that have started to make their way into the show, the project has been a little scarce on other forms of extraterrestrial life. More specifically, Harry is still the only member of his species to have appeared on screen so far. There is the argument that Bridget counts, but Harry's child is actually a human-alien hybrid. Even the name of Harry's race hasn't been properly revealed, as Resident Alien has made it so that when he speaks in his native tongue, it sounds intentionally comical and nonsensical. Although it's still unclear what will happen in Resident Alien Season 4, the possibility certainly remains that more members of Harry's species will start to work their way into the story rather than being faceless, off-screen figures. This would flesh out Harry's backstory in brilliant new ways, especially if he has a pre-existing connection with the alien newcomers. With Harry's species canonically producing countless babies at once when they procreate, I think introducing some of his siblings could be on the cards. Why Harry is the only member of Harry's species in Resident Alien so far? Harry's original mission didn't require anyone to come with him. Harry's original mission to wipe out all life on Earth wasn't considered difficult enough to require more than one person to pull it off. Regardless, Tudyk's character thankfully found a way to mess it up and was left stranded on Earth, alone. He has been in contact with his people, but said conversations are never properly conveyed by the show. It's frustrating, but I have to believe Sheridan is slowly building up to the moment when Harry isn't the only member of his species in the show's formula. Plus, Resident Alien has already confirmed that Harry's people have since given up their claim to the human homeworld to the Greys. The two extraterrestrial races are not on good terms, so it wouldn't make sense for them both to be present at the same time. Therefore, the Grey aliens being on and around Earth so often quietly keeps Harry's people at bay. It's not that the Greys can't make it to Earth, they just have no real reason to make the trip anymore. As a result, Harry remains isolated from his species. How Harry's species could factor into Resident Alien Season 4. Alan Tudyk's character needs rescuing from the Greys' ship. Harry Vanderspiegel with a little alien trapped in a cage in Resident Alien Season 3 Episode 8. There's actually a very easy way Harry could be joined by members of his native race when Resident Alien returns for Season 4. Because he ended Season 3 as a prisoner of the Greys, Harry's people could be monitoring the Greys' activity and step in to liberate one of their own kind. I'd find this really interesting, as Harry has stated several times that he's worried about what his people would think of him now that he has human emotions and other traits that his race would find unacceptable or confusing. That being said, it could just be that Harry's people are destined to always remain on the sidelines. I haven't read the Resident Alien comics, so I don't know if they ever come to Earth or if Harry ever goes home. However, I am also aware that the show has already deviated from the source material by quite a bit. So, even turning to the comics for clues about whether Harry is ever reunited with his people may not necessarily reveal what is going to happen in Resident Alien's live-action adaptation.